files are not showing everything. There are things far worse than these.
Little St. James is located in the Caribbean Sea. This small island looked like a normal place from the outside, almost like a luxury retreat. But according to investigative records, some of the most serious allegations were connected to this location. The island was completely privately owned, and access to it was highly restricted. People could only reach it through private boats or helicopters. There were multiple guest houses, private docks, a helipad, and security checkpoints, all designed to prevent outside monitoring and keep everything hidden from public view. Because of this setup, the island remained beyond the reach of local authorities for a long time. It stayed off the radar for years. According to victim testimonies, girls were brought there under different pretexts. Sometimes they were told they would be doing massage work, sometimes assistant jobs, and sometimes they were offered travel opportunities. But once they arrived, the situation changed completely. While the place was filled with luxury, for the victims, the isolation became a tool of control rather than comfort. Investigations revealed that the island was deliberately designed to keep movement secret. There were no clear public records of who came or who left. Because of this, prosecutors later described it as a central location in the case. Even though different allegations were evaluated separately in court, the pattern remained the same: recruitment, travel, and exploitation. The estimated value of the island was between 60 to 80 million US dollars, representing only a small part of Jeffrey Epstein's total wealth. The media later referred to it as the Epstein Secret Island. According to police records, court filings, and testimonies, Jeffrey Epstein was accused of recruiting and transporting minor girls and exploiting them. Many of these girls came from economically weak backgrounds, and their ages were often reported between 14 and 17. The recruitment process was usually indirect. Offers included massage jobs, part-time work, financial help, or easy money. These were not isolated incidents. Reports suggest a repeated pattern where one girl would be brought in and then encouraged to recruit others, gradually creating a network. Many testimonies also revealed that the victims did not initially understand the seriousness of the situation. Over time, due to fear, pressure, and power imbalance, they found it difficult to escape. In several cases, travel across locations was involved, from places like Florida and New York to Caribbean destinations. Under U.S. federal law, transporting a minor across state or international boundaries for sexual purposes falls under sex trafficking, regardless of whether force was used or not. In 2019, Jeffrey Epstein was formally charged with sex trafficking of minors and conspiracy. These charges were brought after a grand jury indictment, meaning prosecutors had enough evidence to proceed with a trial. However, his death prevented the trial from being completed. Despite this, the allegations and official records remain part of the legal system. One major question remains: if so much information and so many complaints existed, why did action take so long? To this day, no official agency has confirmed the exact number of victims who were taken to Little St. James. However, based on lawsuits, testimonies, and investigations, it is believed that dozens of girls were part of the network. Some were taken to the island, while others were limited to properties in cities like Florida and New York. Many survivors later came forward, filed civil cases, and shared their experiences publicly. A significant number of victims spoke out years later. They explained that fear, intimidation, and power imbalance kept them silent for a long time. The unfortunate reality is that a large number of minors were exploited, and the system failed to protect them when it mattered most. Another theory that gained attention is the blackmail theory. According to this idea, Epstein was not only involved in trafficking but also used information as a form of power. His properties, including private mansions and islands, were places where powerful individuals visited in private settings. If any compromising activities occurred, it is believed they could have been recorded and later used as leverage. Some investigators noted that unusual surveillance systems were reportedly installed in his properties. Supporters of this theory argue that Epstein's protection, including the controversial 2008 plea deal, cannot be explained by money alone. However, there is no confirmed legal proof that he successfully blackmailed anyone. Still, prosecutors have not completely ruled out the possibility. The story first came into public attention in 2005 in Palm Beach, Florida, when teenage girls reported abuse to local police. They said they were invited to Epstein's home under the pretense of massage work, where exploitation occurred. Initially, it appeared to be a local case, but as investigators collected more statements, they realized it was a pattern. Multiple victims described similar experiences. The same location, the same method, and the same system. Police gathered strong evidence and serious charges were expected. However, in 2008, the case took an unexpected turn. Epstein received a controversial non-prosecution agreement, often called a sweetheart deal. He pleaded guilty to lesser charges and avoided major federal charges. He was sentenced to 18 months but served only about 13 months, with work release privileges that allowed him to leave during the day. This outcome shocked both the victims and the public. By that time, authorities had already identified multiple victims. It was also revealed that victims were not properly informed about the deal, which raised serious legal and ethical concerns. Epstein was released in 2009 and returned to a life of wealth and luxury. In July 2019, everything changed again when Jeffrey Epstein was arrested in New York. This time, the charges were much more serious, including sex trafficking of minors and conspiracy at the federal level. He was denied bail and placed in a high-security facility known as the Metropolitan Correctional Center. The arrest triggered massive media attention, reopened old cases, and encouraged more survivors to come forward. But the most controversial moment came on August 10, 2019, when Epstein was found dead in his prison cell. The official cause of death was declared as suicide. However, several irregularities raised questions, including failures in surveillance and monitoring. His death ended the criminal case against him, but civil cases continued, and investigations into his network remained active. After his death, attention shifted to what became known as the Epstein Files. These were not a single document, but a large collection of court records, emails, testimonies, and travel logs. Many of these documents were unsealed by court orders, revealing connections to influential individuals from different fields. The release of these documents caused global reactions. People began to understand the scale of the network and the level of influence involved. Governments, institutions, and public figures were forced to respond. Some denied involvement, while others acknowledged associations. The case transformed from a single individual into a larger discussion about power, influence, and system failures. It showed how secrecy, wealth, and connections can delay justice. The impact was not only legal but also social, changing how people view accountability and institutional responsibility. This story raised one major question that still remains unanswered. How did such a system continue for so long? And what else remains hidden?